What is up, guys? Boy Tensei Kwam here, back with another video. And today we're going to be talking about Shinobi Strikers. And I know it's weird. I know a lot of people are looking at this already and be like, "But this isn't Shinobi Strikers. This is Warframe." I wanted to play Warframe while I'm talking to you guys about this, so that way my opinion isn't going to be construed. I'm not necessarily playing it at the moment. I am going back over this a little bit. Just a little bit. Some of this is live time, some of it is not. So this gameplay is just going to be me messing around with this new character on Warframe while I talk to you guys about my opinions and what I feel about Shinobi Strikers. So we can go ahead and get started. Matter of fact, oops, thought I fucking forgot. Yeah, you see that subscribe button right hand corner? It's orange. Go ahead, click that for me if you like this video and agree or disagree with something. So that way you can get more content. You can continue to be in the discussion with what I want to do on my channel. And if you enjoyed the video or not, leave a like. And if you didn't, you already know, hit the dislike. But like I said, I just wanted to have you guys aware that, you know, we do kind of need likes and subscriptions and so forth. So that way we can enjoy the whole wonderful thing of playing and enjoying video games together. But yeah, so now to the actual conversation. So basically why I even wanted to have these sort of conversations, I know my channel is nowhere near big enough to where I should just be worried about that, but I definitely want to be able to talk to you guys about how I feel the game should go, how it should have went, and what they can do to change that. That's always something I think the community should always have a voice in, whether I'm well known or not. And this just kind of gives us a way to talk about it with each other in like a safe manner, you know, without having to dick ride on a big YouTuber's idea. Like, if you have a different opinion, it's obviously easier for you to state it. Plus, it kind of gets me into the swing, gets more people into the channel, because maybe they're just curious to hear what this person that doesn't have that many views / subscribers thinks about, say, Shinobi Strikers game. So, let's go ahead and get into the discussion. In 2019, people definitely still play Shinobi Strikers. Shinobi Strikers, in my opinion, has grown wonderfully and definitely has made a revive in the correct way and is heading toward and continuing to head towards the correct way. When I look at the community, I do think it does need just a little bit of work, but what community doesn't these days? Very few games like the one that I'm playing now, Warframe, has amazing communities, and, you know, that type of crap just happens. We can't, you know, dictate every game based off of one game that just went successful. So I will give Shinobi Strikers that, though. Their community isn't absolutely garbage. There's always those few toxic players, but, you know, that's what happens. Toxic players are everywhere, let's be honest. So, now we can kind of get into more of the discussion about gameplay and so forth. So this year, with not too much of a surprise, they kind of did talk about this beforehand, but they did come out with a wonderful leak on having a Season 2 of the pass. The Season 2 pass is what we have now, where we have Zabuza, Haku, and everybody and their mother that we're excited for, basically. So, the thing is, that Season 2 pass is what really started saving this game, to be honest with you. And to be honest with you, I don't really think the people who paid money for the first DLC should have had to pay for it. But that's just how I feel about DLCs like that in the first place. I'm not a big fan of having people pay for a separate DLC, because if I bought a deluxe edition, that meant I bought it with a guarantee of that, no, I will not have to spend more money on this game than what I just did, you know? And I don't know, I just feel like that was not something I appreciated. But I mean, that's just me in general. That's why I stopped playing Destiny and so forth. Like, I don't like having to specifically spend more money than what I already have. And I don't know, that's just my opinion. But that's not nothing I'm gonna hold against the game. With this year as well, we saw a lot of changes and balances to things, especially to the overpowered defense class that, let's be honest, you're a liar if you don't think that the defense class was not unbalanced in any sort of way. And that's just facts. Absolute liar. And I don't care what nobody says. You cannot tell me that you thought defense class in Shinobi Strikers was cool. I'm talking about these people are sealing jutsus and freaking healing themselves and dealing massive amounts of damage and defending. Like, they're literally doing all the roles at once. Close range attacks, long range attacks, counter attacks. When all the other classes only focused in one area in that spectrum, but defense had everything. And they still do have everything. I'm not going to say the defense is finally at the place where we want it to be. No, it's definitely still far from it. But they have been making an effort to make them not as powerful, like lowering their health, because they used to have the highest health in the pool, stacked on top of having the most versatile kit out there. And, you know, that's something I did enjoy seeing. Buffing things about attack types. I wasn't too much of a fan of the nerfing of certain things, but it was understandable because I am an attack type main in that game. Like the claws, I understand a lot of people weren't using those in the correct way. I myself, I had came up with many infinite combos and so forth with the claws, where I would keep people in and beat the absolute shit out of them. And I'm not saying, like, you know, it was a bad thing, because yes, that was a part of the game. The claws are supposed to be made to keep those combos up, but not everybody enjoys that playstyle. The other player who's getting their ass beat is not going to enjoy continuously getting their ass beat. Like, they want to win a few times, you know? That's just how a game's supposed to work. It's supposed to be on fair basis, and the only thing it relies on from there is skill. And that obviously isn't so much on skill, because I can't be arranged with claws. So, that kind of brings me up to my next thing. The next section of the video is how I wanted Shinobi Strikers to be versus what it is now. So when I heard Shinobi Strikers was coming out, I immediately was excited. I thought of Xenoverse. I said, oh yeah, this is amazing. Matter of fact, I was excited because I was thinking this is going to be better than Xenoverse. I'm a huge Naruto fan over Dragon Ball. Also, like the whole idea of team elements in games. I don't like the whole idea of, oh, do-it-yourself shit. Like, no, I like the idea of teams and working together and so forth. So when I saw that was going to be in this game, I was ecstatic. I wasn't one of the people who were on the Storm bandwagon, like, oh no, it should be like Storm and Xenoverse merged together. Like, no, I didn't think that. I wanted this 4v4 mode to work. And how I wanted it to work, I wanted to make sure that the player had absolute control over builds and being able to boost their teammates and help their teammates in every form of way. I didn't think glass cannons should have been things in this game. I'm a very support type person, which is kind of surprising that I end up maining attack in the game, which is kind of funny. But I'm very big on support. So when we heard that stuff like the Sharingan and the Byakugan and all that was going to be in the game, I immediately was excited, because I thought those was going to be stuff that's tied to a clan. Maybe you have to choose a clan, and you know, if you use the Sharingan, you get a damage buff or some shit, and that was an awakening. You know, I was just gassed up on how the idea was going to work with this. And once we finally got the game, I felt like we got the short end of the stick. They weren't as creative as they could have been. They could have been a lot more creative when it came to setting up classes and how classes work. Because obviously, like I said earlier, from get-go, said game was not beautiful at start. It was nowhere near beautiful at start. They definitely needed to do some fine adjustments. I don't even know where to start on that. Defense class being fucking ridiculous. The attack class, people were just spamming claws. The range class was absolutely ass. Only thing good about range class was Fireball, which was mediocre as fuck, and Kerin, which was the only thing carrying the range class on the ultimate side. And that's why I was kind of happy that DLC kind of fixed that over time, but still, I'm back to the thing of some of those jutsus probably should have just been in the game off rip. You know, now that I kind of got that initial response on how I felt how the game should have been, I kind of move on a little bit more deeper into detail. So when I say that I was a little bit disappointed in the game, it wasn't to a point to where I said I would stop playing. What really made me slow down playing Shinobi Strikers when it first released was the connectivity issues. It wasn't the fact that defense was overpowered or nothing that shit. Like, I could honestly fucking tough that out for a while until they fixed it. You know, I 100% toughed that shit out. But the issue was that at the time, getting into a game was fucking ridiculous. Like, it was just absolutely wild. I play on console, Xbox console specifically. So maybe that's what the issue was. I'm not too sure. But people would crash the game will crash literally 8 times out of 10 whenever you would load in to a game. Some of your friends you definitely weren't playing with because it would just automatically crash while loading. And like, you know, over time, yes, they went to fix it, but like that shit's annoying, man. Like, especially with someone like me who pre-ordered that game, I was very disappointed. Like, Shinobi Strikers was the first and last straw of me ever pre-ordering games because I learned my lesson on how companies will do you, especially if you pre-order. So it's fine though. Like I said, I am glad I kind of pre-ordered at the same time too, but because of that, oh my god, I'm about to lose this match. Because of that, I'm about to go get some of this life support. Because of that, I may still able to play the game. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, the Kwam that you guys know right now, I promise you, he would have took that shit right back. I was dead ass gonna take it back till I noticed I can't take it back because it's a pre-order. That's the only thing that stopped me from taking Shinobi Strikers back to the store on release. And then, like I said, it wasn't because gameplay mechanics. I fucking loved that game. I could have toughed that shit out, absolutely. But the issue was, like, that connectivity, that's just out of line. That points out all the other problems that I didn't want to look at in the first place. So that was a huge issue for me, but they ended up fixing it. So that's really good. You know, the history of Shinobi Strikers has always been, you know, get better, get better, get better, get better, get better, get better. And at this point, I don't want to say that the company was obviously just trying to suck the money out of us because you saw our favorite anime characters like how Jump Force was. I could actually fairly say that, oh yeah, you know, this game just was not what they thought and intended it was going to be on market and release, and, you know, they just had to tough it out and work with it. And I respect that. I can 100% respect that because I can see it in the gameplay now. So now when I kind of jump forward a little bit and I'll go back to the whole discussion with the DLC characters, we have a lot of people who kind of don't deserve to be a DLC character. And that's just facts. Hey, I love the 3 legendary signing, but you want to know who I love out of the legendary 3 signing? Jiraiya. Orochimaru, maybe. Ain't nobody give a fuck about Tsunade. Hate to say it. Hate to say it. Not that I'm not gonna say not nobody give a fuck about Tsunade. No, that's a very wrong statement for me to make. Nobody in a large vicinity gives a fuck about Tsunade. And that's just facts. Like, there's not a big enough population for you to sit up and make a whole character based off Tsunade in this Naruto-based game in which it's a DLC. If you wanted to add her ass to the game, guess what? You should have dropped fucking Itachi out and made him DLC. I'm not saying that, you know, Itachi should have been like that, but if that's what you were going for to get characters that people would actually want to buy, I promise you, there's so many Itachi dick riders that would have sucked that shit up. It's absolutely facts. Don't care what nobody say. And that's just absolutely facts. Oh my god, he killed my shit. But that's something a lot of people don't recognize. And they need to. Like, that's how this game sadly works. Like, it is not built for, you know, people that we should have just got off base. Because like I said, those 2 characters, 100%. No question asked. I don't even understand why they were even added into the game. I felt disrespected seeing people like fucking Tsunade. And now don't even get me started on Hiruzen as well. Like, okay, cool, Hiruzen's cool. Yes, he does have a fan base, but not enough to make him a DLC character. You know who should have been a DLC character? Rather than Hiruzen? Someone like Pain. He was a DLC character. They shouldn't even had him as a pre-order. He just should have been part of the first DLC set. I promise you it would have been fine. 100%. But no, because they gave us useless DLC, that kind of made people kind of draw away. But like I said, don't get me wrong, those characters, they've definitely brought in more jutsu that will diversify and make the game a lot better. That's why I took the approach when I did my other video. I'm probably going to show up the little thumbnail so you know which one's which. For the leaks for Season 2, And I tried to stay as positive as possible, and I didn't have that same feeling or that same face expression how I did when I saw the first roster. I simply did that because I know that, hey, look, these characters may be able to grab something to the bigger game aspect, just the jutsus. Who cares about the characters itself? So that's what I think they were aiming for, but still at the same time, that's not the best marketing tactic, in my opinion. The Kages, that shit was marketing tactic. That was smart. Minato, Nazakaze, fucking Hashirama Senju, like, yo, Tobirama Senju, like, that was a smart ass marketing tactic. I fuck with it heavily. And when I say heavily, I mean it. But it could have been better. Like the way how they did what's a better one to attack at? So Minato is a prime example of what a DLC should be. He had an ability that everybody wanted, and it was able to get more people back into the game. Right? And that's all that really matters. That you're able to get players to continue to play and enjoy the game. And he brought what we wanted, you know, a better version of the Rasengan, basically. Some dope shit that we can do and look fancy with. He brought teleportation for flag battles, so he made new techs, whether we hate those techs or not. That's a good DLC character. But people like Hashirama when he came out, only thing good about him was his clothes, because people like the whole cool style of the older generation of ninjas outfits, and then the idea of his ult. His ult clapped absolute cheeks. That shit was ruthless. Like, I think I may have a clip. I'm about to clip in a clip right now on how ruthless that shit was. Like, gee. Jesus, bro. Alright, so y'all seen that clip. Like, that clip was ferocious. Absolutely ferocious. Like, come on, man. That took out basically the whole team. That's a good ult. That's something I like. That's cool. Minato had the ult as well. He had the whole care package. And that's what my issue is. When I have a DLC character that I pay for, I'm all for the us cheap broke boys. No one likes to pay for a DLC character just for one ability. And that's what my issue was. But like I said, in the end of the day, the Hokage that came out were really good additions to the game. So I give them their respect for that. So now when I look at Season 2, I'm obviously trying to put in consideration, okay, look what Season 1 characters did and what they brought to the field. And what can these guys bring? So that's why I'm kind of excited for Season 2 more of. With the current state right now, I feel like we're in a very good state of Shinobi Strikers, and I just pray that these DLC characters continue to carry that forward with the future updates, like Ninja Tools and shit. When they came out with the Ninja Tools, that shit was absolutely fucking fire, bro. Absolutely fucking fire. I loved, and I mean loved that idea. It was so creative that, like, I couldn't even think about, hey, what if they added Ninja Tools? Because, you know, that's something prominent in the new generation. That would be cool. And the first Ninja Tool that I obviously thought of when I heard Ninja Tools was coming was the Purple Lightning one that Baruto used. That was the one I thought was going to be first. But no, not at all. Wind style. I hope we get the Purple Lightning one, because that would be actually fucking amazing. It would make sense to get it because it was used in a show. That's actually one of the two Ninja Tools that were commonly known used because one of the main characters used it. So, I mean, that's just my opinion. I feel like that should definitely be a thing. But, I mean, I'm not a programmer on their team. I am a programmer, but I'm not a programmer on their team. So, you know, I'm not the dude making the decisions and shit. But, I don't know. That's just how I would love to see that work. But the next thing I kind of wanted to kind of bring up related to the DLC was once more how it affects the game. Like, I feel like they should probably start taking a little bit more consideration how that shit affects the game. Like, when Obito came out, I'm keeping a buck with you. I was absolutely heated for one that he was a defense. I was very heated. I wanted him as attack, but it's cool, I guess. I was absolutely heated that he was a defense for one. And then number 2, his fucking his Kamui. We're not gonna pretend like that wasn't an issue. Still is kind of an issue. That Kamui was a horrible idea. I'm gonna be honest with you. Instead of it being a, oh yeah, you phase through and they get a free hit, basically, it should have been like a counter move, kind of like the 64 palm rotation. I wanted to see more counter moves. You pop Kamui, you run around, you can't attack, and then if they hit you, you do a counter attack immediately. That way people won't be doing fuck shit like popping Kamui and then waiting and then popping their ult when everybody's gathered around and not taking any damage until, you know, they start the process of popping said ult. Like, I thought that was mildly fruity, in my opinion. You know, I didn't fuck with that whatsoever. That idea itself just, no. It didn't strike me as fancy. So when I look, like I said, when I look at this new gen, quote unquote, of what these new characters are about to bring, I'm just praying that they look really good. Speaking of, like, Zabuza, he brought some mediocre things for defense. And to be honest with you, I'm not mad he brought mediocre things for defense. They have so many good jutsus. It's time that they kind of slow down their role with giving defense so much shit. Because they get a lot. And I'm not trying to be one of those defense hater boys, but, like, they actually do get a lot. It's a little too much how much they get. It makes other people who made different characters feel as if, you know, their character design was just horrible and they should be paying the one version or character that's just obviously more overpowered. And I don't think that should ever have to be a thing in anybody mindset when, you know, playing a video game. I shouldn't have to stick to some sort of stupid big meta. So I'm glad what they did with Zabuza. Haku, I didn't want in the game. 100% did not want her. But I mean, the things she brought for range, game changing. So she can stay. I shut up so quick once I saw what she brought for range. Very game changing. I mean, absolutely. Freezing people in spot, setting up traps, that opens up a whole new aspect in the game. I loved it. It made the range a lot more stronger than what Madara had made them. It was amazing. That idea itself was a great idea that I definitely enjoyed. Haku was a great addition to the range. Now we're about to get this other character, Inoki. And I'm going to be honest with you, I was 100% butthurt he was not an attack. Because he uses particle style. I don't want nobody to hit me with that bullshit like, how would you assume he would be an attack? Like, he uses fucking particle style, man. But, I mean, I understand they only went with stuff that they saw him actually do in the show, which was the cube for the ultimate, which will be a wonderful addition. I can tell you that already. If the tracking and damage is good, it's going to be a wonderful addition to the healers. Give them another damaging ult that actually can take out a radius of people that's riding their dick. And his jutsus are what's disturbing me. I don't think the jutsu should be... Flag battle is about to be a pain in the ass. I think Vintage SSN said this himself. Flag battle is about to be crazy with Inoki shit. It's just facts. I don't care what nobody say. Flag battle is about to be a pain in the absolute ass cheeks. So I don't know. Like I said, I'm cool with it in a way. I think he's going to be a pretty cool addition to the game. I'm really excited for his ult and the clothes more of than anything else. I'm most likely going to put his clothes on my attack build. So that way I can enjoy said character. That's just me though. I don't know. And let's go ahead. Let me go ahead and talk about the other characters that was leaked as well. So I kind of give you guys like a whole idea on where I know this is going now. Last season I was praying that Madara would be an attack. He somehow ended up in range. I don't care. I'll take it. I was hoping Obito was either going to be an attack or ranged. I don't know how the hell. Like I said, they got him on defense, but hey, shit happens. I'm not a developer at the studio. He made it to wonderful defense, and Madara made it to range, who I thought was going to be either a range or an attack. Obito made it to defense. I thought he was going to be a range or attack, and I'm pretty sure initially Obito was data mined as a healer, and everybody was hella salty about the support Uchiha. Hella salty, and to be honest with you, his abilities sure as hell shouldn't have went to defense if that was the case. While they changed him to defense, sure as hell shouldn't have went to defense. And I mean, absolutely not. Unacceptable. I would feel so much more comfortable with all those abilities on healer. I promise you, I really would. So, I don't know. That's just my opinion on that, though. Oh, Jesus. But yeah, no, that's just my opinion on that. With these new characters, like, we're supposed to be getting someone like Neji. I'm gonna be honest with you, I want him as attack. Most of these characters you're gonna hear, why attack so damn much? Damn, you attack one of you, like, yeah, that's because that's the main glass cannon class in this game. And like, when you play as an attack, it does not feel as if you have the necessary tools in every situation, like how the other classes do. Like, you're just a glass cannon. Like, if you don't get your shit done, guess what? You're fucking dead and you failed your fucking team, hands down. No questions asked. And that's what I don't like about playing attack, At times. That's why I kind of miss switching between range. Like, I've slowly been becoming a range main because of all the changes that they've been giving the range, making them a lot better. Because that was the class I initially thought I was going to be maining on release. Apparently not, because on release, that shit was ass. Susanoo, ass. But they finally made it better. So, that's cool. But, I think one of the other issues that I kind of have with the DLCs is that they're not consistent enough. Like when they do like the little releases. I mean, what can you say? It's fucking DLC, so you rather have them not consistent than be absolutely ass, and it's gonna be ass, and you're gonna be forced to take said ass. So I mean, it's all bad. But back to Neji. Neji, I wanted him to be an attack because 64 palms, attack would get their own version of the Byakugan, which would be super fucking sick. Just list goes on, man. Like, that would be super cool to me. But apparently, Hyuga's, most of their abilities will probably fit better in another support type. Most likely, Neji's going to be another support type. Most likely, they're probably going to try to find some bullshit and put him on defense. To be honest with you, one of those two. I could honestly see Neji in one of those two. And like I said, that kind of makes me a little bit salty, but not to the point to where I'm just like, okay, it's time for me to, put down the game. The next character that I'm really excited for, Killer Bee. I'm saying this right fucking now. I'm saying this absolutely right now. Number one, I already know one of his slots is most likely going to be Lariat. I'm angry because of that, and I pray that I'm wrong. Absolutely pray that I'm wrong. But let's be honest. It's his move. Why else would it be in the game pre-hand? And he's already on attack. It absolutely makes sense. I don't see Killer Bee nowhere else other than attack. Like, if you put him anywhere else, I'm going to be kind of frustrated. And that's just how I feel. Absolutely with that. Killer Bee has to be an attack. There's no questions asked to it. What I want to see him bring is some stuff with the A-Tails. I want to see some Jinchuriki ultimates. Like, not just main characters in a story could be a Jinchuriki. Anybody could be a Jinchuriki. And that's why I want to see some Jinchuriki shit. So that way, we kind of feel even more part of the Naruto-verse. If you feel me. People want to feel alive in the Naruto-verse. So, I mean, that would be something cool. Like, more Jinchuriki shit. Who else were we supposed to be getting? We were getting some more people. I'm really trying to think of people who excited me. Like Tenten and Tamari, those two bitches. I'm not even going to bring that shit up. You already know what I'm going to say about that. Yeah, I'm going to look forward to their jutsus, what they bring. But, like, really, I could have fucking got a Momoshiki. And this is what the fuck you waste that slot on? Tenten, bitch. A Momoshiki over Tenten. Okay. But it's cool. That's just how I feel on those. I can't think of the other one that I thought of that I said was going to be cool. Guy. Guy, actually. So the thing is with Guy, I know he's gonna have some rinse and repeat shit. I want his ultimate, obviously. His ultimate has to be the Flaming Fist one. Um, where he pops the 8th gates against Madara, and like, you know, he just absolutely rapes his shit. And Madara gets up and like, yeah, that's cute though. I brushed that shit off. I ate that. I was really just testing to see how hard I could take damage. You know, blah blah blah. You know, I want to see that. That would be cool. What is another character? I think that's about it necessarily. There also are rumors about having an adult Naruto and Sasuke. They never data mined this. They never leaked this and never said anything about this. People are just coming out the wazoo because they thought that would be a cool way to wrap up season 2. And honestly, I'm praying that that's how they're wrapping up season 2. But I know that's not how they're wrapping up season 2. You know what? Let me not be a negative Susie. I want them to wrap up season 2 like that, because if we get Naruto and Sasuke, they attack in range. Naruto attack, Sasuke range. I don't want to hear no bullshit. I don't give a fuck. If Naruto's not attacked, I'm gonna be salty. Because what I want to see from Naruto, I want to see some QB chakra mode abilities. You know? Like, they don't even have to be the form for the ult. No, I just want to see the abilities for it. That shit would be a fire. I would love that. Seeing my character use QB chakra mode? Come on now. Come on now. Don't pretend. That shit would be fire. Absolutely fucking fire. Like, I don't even know where to go from there. Like, come on. Like, QB chakra shit? Like, I'm a Sasuke fanboy, and I would nut if I saw that. Absolutely. Just, all over the place. All over the place if I got that ability. Use QB chakra. Like, that would be fire. With Sasuke, when he dropped, you know what I would love to see Sasuke pop out with? A Rinnegan counter ability. Kind of like with his eye. I want to see a Rinnegan counter. Like, that would be amazing. Seeing a Rinnegan counter. Wow, goodness Christ. Seeing a Rinnegan counter would be absolutely awesome. Absolutely. I would love to see a Rinnegan counter ability. And I keep repeating it because I had got a text message and that shit low-key caught me off guard. But if I were to get a Rinnegan counter ability, how I would want it to work, it's kind of like the Sharingan, right? And the next hit happens for the user in the... only for the user, actually, because that's easier to program. For the user, the screen goes black and white in that distorted shit, kind of like how Sasuke does when he does the Automadradi switch. And it goes, Kiu! And like, you know, you switch places with him or something. And like, that's the counter. Or like, you switch places with like a sword real quick that they have, or a kunai that they threw, or an ability that they tossed. And like, hit them with it with their own ability. That would be awesome. That would be so fucking cool. Absolutely would be cool. Like, that would make my day if I saw some shit like that. But I mean, you know, like I said, not a programmer. I think Vintage SSN brought up one that was really cool. A whole fireball that has a Maserati mixed with it. Now, to be honest with you, I don't want to see any more fireballs in this game. It's overplayed. They have too many of them. But I can offer a remedy. Vintage SSN also came up with another idea where he said, well, what if they gave Onyx Chidori? I would love that. It hits harder than a regular Chidori, and that could be another 3-bar damaged ability. That would be amazing. Absolutely amazing. I don't care what nobody say. So, I don't know. That's what I would love to see. That and that counter. That counter would be absolutely awesome. Without a doubt. Absolutely amazing. But for Naruto, you can't do too many things with Naruto other than other fucking Rasengans, because this is Naruto we're speaking of. The Rasengan fucking master. What I would love to see, actually, I thought about this earlier though, is a shadow clone jutsu. Now I know. People are probably gonna go, how dare he? He wants to add 5 members to a team instead of 4. But just hear me out. Just hear me out. Hear me out. You pop Shadow Clone Jutsu, and the bot goes off and defends, kind of like a summon. And they have a specific area tied around you. And they have a set health bar, and they die after a while. And they can only use one of your jutsus. Hear me out on that. Hear me out. I know you're probably going to be thinking, but having them use one of your jutsu. So let's say, obviously, yeah, that takes up the other jutsu. But like, said clone uses, let's say you have Rasengan and Shadow Clone on. Your clone is going to use your Rasengan. And your Rasengan only. And, you know, you could be fighting it, punches, and next thing you know, out of nowhere, Rasengan, you know, bam, it's there for you. I feel like that would be, in a way, balanced. That's how I feel. You guys may not agree. You know, like I said, type that shit up in the comments. I would love to see Naruto as well with Rasengan that does 3 bars of damage. And why I would want to see a 3-bar damaged one is because I think it's time for him to do some scary amounts of damage with his Rasengan. That Rasengan is the most OP shit in the series. It needs to hit harder. So we could call it the BG Bomb Rasengan. You know, the one where it has like the black all in it. And like it's swirling around and shit. And you know, it's in the blue wind. That would be awesome to have. Mixed with the QB Chakra mode. Like, come on. That would be absolutely fire. Absolutely fire. Without a doubt. No questions asked. So, I mean, that's how I feel on that one. Oh, that color would look nice. Sorry, I'm doing coloring. But that's how I feel necessarily with the whole ordeal with Naruto. I definitely want to see a stronger version of the Rasengan. I don't want to see like a punch or nothing. No, I don't want to see his Kyuubi Chakra mode punch. I didn't see that shit so many times. No, I want a stronger version of the Rasengan. 100%. Exactly what I know. I know what I want, and that's that. That stronger version of the Rasengan. That would be absolutely cool. Something else I would love to see would probably be, keyword probably on this one, I already said kind of like the Shadow Clone shit. Instead of that, have it like a Kuruma summon. Instead of having a Shadow Clone one, you can have a Kuruma summon. Where like, you know how we summon the toads and shit, we summon Kuruma. Like a small version of him. He'll run around and do some damage. That would be cool. At least in my opinion. That's just how I feel about that. But I mean, yeah, don't hold me to it. Don't hold me to it. Those are just my opinions of what, if they even decide to add adult Naruto and Sasuke, when they should add adult Naruto and Sasuke, and why they should add them. Like, those things should bring game changer shit. When I say game changer, I mean by like game changer. Please. Please, please, please. Like, I want the game to be focused more on awakenings. When they introduce them, I want to see more shit on awakenings. Like, being able to go QB Chakra mode, that shit would be fire. Having Sharingan instead of an ability, a awakening in which you'll get 2 substitutions rather than 1, that's fire. I fuck with that. That type of shit is what I want to see. Something game-changing from them if they do add them. And that's just how I feel on that in general. So, you know, like I said, thank you guys for tuning in and watching. I kind of did like a nice little ramble about how I feel about Shinobi Strikers, where I wanted to go, and where it can go. Thank you for tuning in. If you're new to the channel, there's a subscribe button in the right-hand corner. My name is Tensei Kwam. I upload at least weekly. I am trying to get better at it. I do have school and so forth, so, you know, shit happens, you know what I'm saying? But if you enjoy the video and the conversation, make sure you hit that like button, because I heard if you do not, you know, adult Naruto and Sasuke won't come to Shinobi Strikers, you know? That's definitely a lie. I didn't hear that. But, you know, hit that like button. Hit that like button, please. Please. I'm begging you. It would be nice for the channel.